Here's the full translation of the provided text into English, carefully adapted to maintain the original meaning while using natural, idiomatic language and precise terminology where needed. Imagine if I told you that you could live without showering for years. It sounds like a provocation, maybe even a joke. But the price your body, skin, and nose would pay for that choice would be impossible to ignore. Nowadays, showering every day, or even multiple times a day, has become almost second nature. You wake up, turn on the shower, feel the water cascade over you, lather up with soap, and step out feeling refreshed. It's a hygiene ritual, but also one of pleasure and even identity. As strange as it may seem, however, science shows that daily showers aren't strictly necessary. The World Health Organization recommends that for most people, showering every other day is sufficient to maintain hygiene without harming the skin. But what if you took this idea to the extreme? What if you decided to never touch water and soap again? What would happen to your body, your health, and even the way you see yourself? The answer isn't just a matter of curiosity. It's a dive into biology, history, culture, and yes, a bit of horror. The journey starts almost imperceptibly. You skip your Monday shower, and by Tuesday nothing dramatic has happened. Sweat builds up, but fresh sweat itself is odorless. It's mostly water, mineral salts, and urea. The trouble begins when bacteria on your skin, particularly in your armpits and groin, break down these molecules into pungent compounds. That's when the infamous body odor kicks in. Within 48 hours, your skin is no longer the same. Sebum, the natural oil that protects your epidermis, accumulates and starts trapping air particles, dead skin cells, and dust. It's not yet visible, but the feeling of freshness is gone. Your underwear begins to show signs, soaked with odors you might not notice, but others definitely will. This is the first key point. Your body gets used to its own smell, but those around you don't. After 7 days without a shower, the transformation is evident. Body odor intensifies. Your feet give off a sour stench, and your skin becomes greasier. Mild itching appears, especially in areas prone to friction. Curiously, your body is still functioning fine physiologically. You won't get sick right away. The impact is primarily social. People start avoiding close contact, shifting seats on public transport, or averting their gaze. Isolation begins subtly, long before any serious infection sets in. After a month without bathing, things escalate. The buildup of dried sweat, sebum, and dead skin cells forms a sticky film on your skin. It's like wearing a second layer that doesn't belong to you. This damp, oily environment is a breeding ground for fungi and bacteria to thrive. Redness appears, flaking intensifies, and small sores start to form. The odor is no longer confined to your armpits or feet. It emanates from your entire body, a heavy smell detectable from meters away. At this stage, your social life practically ceases to exist. Isolation is no longer subtle. It's blatant. You become the person everyone avoids. By 3 or 4 months without a shower, your body no longer resembles that of a healthy person. Your skin becomes a living ecosystem, teeming with millions of microorganisms. Infections take hold. Red patches, hardened crusts, and painful cracks appear. In warm, moist areas, armpits, groin, between the toes, fungi like Candida and Trichophyton proliferate, causing itchy, oozing fungal infections. Worse still, microscopic mites can take hold, leading to scabies, a condition as unpleasant as it sounds. This isn't just about dirt anymore, it's about skin diseases with clinical names and diagnoses. Your hair suffers too. Without washing, sebum builds up on your scalp, leading to thick dandruff and a musty odor. This creates the perfect environment for lice to settle in. An entire colony can live and reproduce on your scalp, turning it into fertile ground for parasites. At this point, your body no longer belongs solely to you. It's become an evolving ecosystem. Reaching a year without bathing means living in a body that no longer functions as it once did. Your skin develops thick, hardened crusts that crack and bleed. Every movement hurts because your skin has lost its elasticity and is covered in ulcers. From a medical perspective, the risks are severe. Common bacteria like Staphylococcus, which normally coexist in balance on your skin, now invade cracks, potentially causing cellulitis, deep abscesses, or even sepsis, a life-threatening systemic infection. Fungi can also spread from the skin to internal organs, reaching the lungs and causing breathing difficulties. Your immune system, exhausted, is on constant high alert. Vulnerabilities emerge, colds, pneumonia, and even serious illnesses find an open door. Your mental health takes a hit too. Social isolation, constant discomfort, and the reflection in the mirror can lead to severe depression. Living a year without bathing is, in practical terms, a slow self-destruction. It may seem impossible, but there are records of people who lived decades without bathing. The most famous example is Amu Haji, an Iranian who went over 60 years without washing. He lived in caves, ate animal remains, and had bizarre habits like smoking dung. His skin was covered in a crust so thick it resembled armor. Doctors confirmed his body was colonized by countless microorganisms, yet, astonishingly, he lived to 94. The irony? He died shortly after agreeing to bathe again. Another example comes from European history. Medieval kings and nobles believed water opened the pores and invited disease, so they limited themselves to 2 or 3 baths a year. Body odor was so common that perfumes, oils, and herbs were used to mask the stench. Entire courts reeked, but since everyone was in the same boat, filth became culturally acceptable. These cases show that surviving without bathing is possible, but always at a steep cost: disease, isolation, and loss of dignity. If never bathing is harmful, the opposite can also be problematic. Excessive showers with hot water and harsh soaps strip the skin of its natural oils. This leads to dryness, irritation, flaking, and in some cases even infections. People obsessed with cleanliness can develop eczema or dermatitis simply by damaging their skin's natural barrier. The human body is remarkably self-sufficient in many ways. Sweat regulates temperature, sebum protects the skin, and beneficial bacteria keep harmful microbes in check. Daily showers are more a cultural and psychological demand than a biological necessity. The key is balance. You don't need to shower every day, but living without it isn't viable either. Science considers showering every other day, or even every 2 days in colder climates, safe and sufficient. More important is targeted hygiene, washing your hands, face, feet, and private areas daily. Showering goes beyond biology. It's also about culture, mental well-being, and social respect. Taking a shower sends a silent message. I take care of myself and respect those around me. Now, the idea of living without bathing might seem like mere curiosity, but the reality is stark. The human body isn't built to withstand long-term neglect of hygiene. In the first few days, it's just the odor. In the following weeks, irritation and social discomfort set in. By the months, infections and loss of dignity take over. By the first year, there's a real risk of serious, even fatal diseases. Historical examples and real cases prove survival without bathing is possible, but at what cost? Isolation, physical deterioration, and plummeting self-esteem make this experiment unsustainable. Showering is more than cleanliness. It's a ritual, a mental health boost, and a cornerstone of social coexistence. Even if you could survive without it, the cost would be far too high. Now I turn the question back to you. How often do you shower? Leave your answer in the comments and subscribe to keep this conversation going. Until the next video.